YouTube, good morning. It's Mike here. I'm back with another video, and today we're dealing with a pest, and not just any type of pest, but a groundhog. My property here is completely fenced in, and this guy somehow figured out a way to get into the yard and ate some garden vegetables. Now I'll show you the damages he did. It's not the end of the world, but it's only going to get worse if we let him stick around. So what we have to do today is we have to catch him and then relocate him in a nice humane area where he's going to enjoy and live the rest of his life, but it's not my garden. So let's jump right into this thing. All right, guys, just to hone in on some of the damages that were done here. This is a Brussels sprout plant that was doing really well. It's actually the strongest one in the row, and as you can see, it's eaten. We're missing some leaves here. He went into the center and he ate some of the center, the tender leaves. Not good. This plant's going to be okay because he didn't eat that terminal bud down in the middle, which is great. So this plant will recover, but others, have leaves taken off here and there. Some are broken. Here's a good example. This one right here was completely eaten down. He did go after that terminal bud, but I think this one's going to be okay as well. And you could see some leaves are just snapped off, and he had his way in the garden. The good thing is he didn't eat any of the pepper plants, so the peppers are doing just fine. He didn't eat any of the zucchini, which are kind of stunted right now. More to come on that. I'm not 100% sure why. They don't like fig trees, so the fig tree was in good shape. And then strawberry plants and everything else, it was all okay. He eats strawberries, but I can live with that. So anyway, we're gonna really mainly take care of our Brussels sprout plants, which they do love, and we're gonna catch this guy. So let me show you how we're gonna do that. So here is where he's living. So let me show you what's going on here. Basically, he dug underneath the fence right here and then right under the shed. Now, I knew this was an issue, so I stuck a piece of chlorine from the swimming pool, just a chlorine tablet, under the shed at the entrance to try to prevent him to go off and somewhere else, but it didn't work. He actually he's hanging out right near the chlorine, but he's under here. So with him living or coming and going under here, I didn't really have a problem with it because there is the forest right there, so he kind of could go and enjoy that. So I didn't necessarily care so much. I put up some serious protection. These are some cement statues of some lions. I put some gate in, and then I bolstered it with bricks underneath so he couldn't dig underneath. So we were all good there. Here's the entrance of the gate. This is where I bolstered up with some bricks, a cinder block, and then I just take this pot right here, and I would go like that just to give it a little extra protection. Just some weeds and stuff in there, nothing too critical, but check this out. So this is the tomato bed right here. This is where all the tomatoes are growing, and they're doing great. But if you guys can see this, let me zoom in a little. That is a brand new hole that this sucker dug. He dug from underneath the other side of the shed into the yard now. That white piece is the pipe that goes to the chicken watering. It actually feeds that spigot right there. So he completely dug under the pipe, around the pipe, and into the yard from under the shed, which is not good. We cannot have this happen. So time to catch this guy. So what we have here is called a have-a-heart trap, and what this does is it's basically a humane trap. This is a no-kill trap, and what it's basically going to do is it has a pressure plate located inside of it toward the back, and there's this gated door right here connected with this bar. And what this is going to do is basically when the groundhog goes in, I have my hose here to show you, is he's going to step on this and it's going to activate that door. And that's going to trap the guy in there, which will humanely, contain him until I come in and kind of remove him from the property. So that's how this thing works, and it's pretty humane. It's exactly what it's meant for. It's not going to kill him. So I'm going to get this thing set up, and then I'll show you what kind of bait we're going to use to catch this guy. All right, guys, so what we're going to use is Cantalope. This is basically just a cantaloupe I got from the store. It still has the sticker on it. So we're going to use this. And groundhogs cannot resist cantaloupe. It is their favorite food of all times. They smell it and they just can't get away from it. So basically I'm just gonna cut it open. I'm nothing too critical. This isn't really for me to eat, so I don't care if the sizes and pieces are correct. proportional. I'm really just trying to get the meat of the cantaloupe, which is the seeds and all the juices, exposed so that this guy smells it. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to rub a lot of it into toward the back of this cage here, so that he can, when he smells it, he can't resist. He has to go in and get it. So this is how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of rubbing it, all the seeds and the juices. And I can smell it already, and my nose is not even as good as a groundhog's. And man, that stuff smells good. So let's cut it up and get it in there. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm just taking this cantaloupe and I'm just rubbing it all over this cage. I want to make this cage smell irresistible. I want to get as much of this cantaloupe juice smell exposed to the groundhog as I possibly can. So I'm just kind of rubbing it. I'm also masking the smell of any previous animals that were in this cage. So it's helping on two fronts there. Now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this piece, I'm going to tip the cage back, I'm just going to throw it toward the back. We need this to be in the back because we want him to push that pressure plate, thus trapping him inside. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there because I have this whole cantaloupe. I might as well use some of it. And we'll keep it nice and concise for him to go in. Oh, that was a good example of how to use the trap. I accidentally hit the pressure plate with the cantaloupe, but that's okay. So basically, this is a good example for me to show you how to set these things. You just lift the tab, you push this spring-loaded piece back, and then you just open the door, like so. And then over here, that you want to make sure the pressure plate is going up, and it sets the hook right underneath this little trap here. So that's good. I like that. There's 3 good pieces of cantaloupe back there. We got the cage covered. It's dripping in cantaloupe juice and seeds, and I can tell you right now, this thing smells really good. So let's get it set up in position and see if we can't catch ourselves a groundhog. All right, guys, we have it in position. This is where the groundhog comes and goes into the yard. I have the trap set right next to his entrance with the 3 pieces of delicious smelling cantaloupe in the back right after the pressure plate. So if we get lucky, we'll have ourselves a groundhog. Now, I did make sure to position this trap in the shade so that in case I don't see that he's trapped in the next hour or two, he won't, get cooked by the sun. So now that the sun's coming out, you can see I made sure that the trap is in the shade. We don't want to cook him unnecessarily in the sun. So let's check back in a couple hours and hopefully we have ourselves a groundhog. All right, guys, so just like that, we caught ourselves a groundhog. That took us about an hour to do. There he is. He's looking right at us. He's definitely not happy, and we don't want to spook him or make him any more scared than he has to be. He's obviously not happy, but we're going to relocate him to a nice park in the area that's far enough away from our location here that he won't come back and continue to eat our garden. So let's go ahead and let's get ready to move him. All right, guys, so whenever dealing with a live animal, wild animal, you want to take some precautions. So I have some gloves on just in case he wants to bite. He seems pretty tame and he's definitely scared, so I'm keeping my voice low. I don't want to spook him any more than he is already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a towel. This is just an old towel that I have, and he's going to get spooked a little bit, but I'm going to lay this over top of the cage there so that he's a little more calm in that, and he also can't see what I'm doing, and any sudden movements that I make might not scare him like crazy. So there we go, he's in there. He can't see me now, so I can't spook him. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab the top of this, which is the handle right here. I'm gonna put it in the back of the truck. So let's do that now. All right, guys, so we made it to the park. This is a really quiet, nice, quiet area for, you know, just a park recreational that my township takes care of. I think this is going to be a great home for this guy to live in. There's plenty of woods and grasslands for him. He can dig a hole and find a new home. So I'm going to set up his little trap right here, and I'll release him, and you guys get to watch him run free. So let's see that happen. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set the towel up behind me so that the back of it is blocked and he really can't see me. But I want to make it so that he can run free. I also set up a string here, which is caught underneath. And this is just going to let me kind of stand back while I release him. So let's go ahead and give him the release. Bear with me, it's an old trap. Okay, there he goes. And he's gone. All right, guys, so that was quick. I hope you guys caught him running, but he took off really quick. He went up into the woods behind me here, and that's it. You know, that's the end of the video here. It's how to handle a groundhog in your garden. So the humane way. Of course, there's ways that you can go about shooting it or killing it with a carnivore trap or something that snaps down on it. There's always that, but you know, we have a warm heart here for the wildlife on the Twigs homestead. So if we can trap it and humanely relocate it, we certainly will. And that's what we just did today. And I'm happy that he'll get to live a really fulfilled life out in the woods behind me. It opens up into tons of fields and acres of green and clover and things that he could eat. So yeah, we'll hope that he enjoys the rest of his life, and we can enjoy the rest of our gardening season. So with that, I want to let you guys know I really appreciate you watching my videos and subscribing and liking my videos. That all is really helpful. The channel's been growing because of you guys, so thank you for that. And I will catch you guys on the next video, hopefully very soon. Take care.